Hey guys, and welcome to another Bsquared episode.
Hey,
Julie,
it's been a while.
I know, Julie's not with us today, so it's the first official Bsquared video in a long time, and it is a Monday, chest day.
Yes.
So we are headed to Tiger Iron, and I was just going to go ahead and walk y'all through what we're going to do today. We are going to start with some flat bench, barbell bench. We're going to do 4 sets of 12 of that. I haven't done that many reps in a while, but we're going to do that today and not go as heavy. Then we're going to do 4 sets of 12 on dumbbell incline bench. Then we're going to move on to some T-bar presses on our knees on the ground with, yeah, those are tough. 4 sets of 12 of that, supersetted with 12 push-ups. Then we are going to do cable flies. We're going to do 12 regular flies, and then we're going to rotate our wrist and do 12 presses. And then lastly, we'll do plate presses. We press up, down, out, and that's 1. We're going to do 8 of those, supersetted with standing dumbbell low to high flies. And we're going to do 12 of those, 4 sets. And I think by that point we will be shot.
Yep,
but
I can already tell. Yeah, we will be.
It's gonna be great. But we'll record all of that so you know exactly what we're talking about. And so yes, that's what we're gonna do today. But yes, it is a Monday for us here, guys, and we were just talking this morning. We actually talked a lot before we even started recording.
I told her we should have been recording the whole time. Like, we non-stop
Saying
talked.
some good stuff.
Yes.
But yeah, we were just talking about our goals and what we want to do this week. And Bar was just sharing how like she feels on fire on Monday and then it like decreases throughout the week, and I'm like, I don't really start off strong on Monday and then it gets better as the week goes on. So it's just interesting how we can like help each other, and like she's here to fire me up on a Monday, and then I'm there when I fire her up. Sorry, people crossing the street, I didn't want to hit them. But yes, so we were just talking about that. Also talking a little bit about how different it is to have like a female gym partner, because I always had a guy, and like shout out to all my bros. I worked out with Brad Jones for a while, worked out with just a variety of different guys, and Andrew Collins. All of you guys are awesome. I love you all.
Andrew's birthday was 2 days ago.
Yes, shout out to you, Andrew. But yes, so it has been awesome to have Bar, because I don't know, like not in an arrogant way at all, but like you don't realize how much you can lift and how strong you actually are until you do lift with like a girl. And I mean that in a bad way, but like, no, I don't know, with guys it's just like, because I worked out with Brad the other day and he was like, oh, you can curl this weight, oh, you can do this, and like yeah, I can do that for 4 reps, but like, do I need to do that? So like, it is totally fine, I think, to do the same workout as a guy, just down the weight just a little bit and increase your reps. And we were just also talking about how like guys are lifting more weight, so they are burning more calories, and also guys in general just have a higher metabolism than girls. So whenever I'd finish a workout with one of my guy friends, I would know in my mind I needed to do cardio, but because they didn't, and because they just didn't need to, I would leave when they did. And so like having a female to hold me accountable has been so nice. And like I'll go in on Sundays just to do cardio, because that's when I like meet people to deliver my meals. And so it's nice to have Bar and Julie to meet me there and be like, let's knock this out together, because like nobody really wants to do cardio. There are some days where like it feels good when you get done, but like doing it sometimes is just rough. So yeah, that's what we were talking about just a little bit.
And how like we both, Brooke and I met through our mutual guy friends, and so when I would work out with like Logan a lot, that's mainly my workout partner, was
Logan.
just him, and then Michael, Jerome, and Tavis, and then sometimes she would work out.
Yeah, those are our other bros. Shout out to you guys.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just like blanking on names.
But
y'all are awesome.
They would always, it's not that they would ever push me to lift heavier weight, but they would just like,
it almost seems like a game to them, like let's just see how much this girl can lift.
Yeah,
and like that's fun. Like we like to lift heavy sometimes.
Yeah. Well, Logan was really good about like do more reps, but it just depended on like, sometimes I guess when you work out with different people and you want to like you should lift more because you're like, oh, I can do that. Like, you don't have to lower the weight for me. Like, I got it. But a lot of the times, I guess, working out with Brooke, I've realized I can feel it so much more. I feel like lately we've been talking about, like, mind-muscle connection. I can do 8 slow as possible reps and feel it just as much as I could if I did 4 with heavier weight.
Yeah, because sometimes I'll go in and for like an arm day and I'll be like, okay, I'm not going to use anything above 10s, and I'll just like burn my arms out, and it's a great workout. And you know, yeah, sometimes we can get the weight up if it's heavy, but are you actually using like the muscle that you want to work? It just really depends on your goal. I mean, if your goal is to lift heavy, then that's fine. But if your goal is to work the muscles and like, I don't want to say tone, maybe like sculpt, then it's a different goal, you know. And for us, I feel like, and Bar noticed this too when we first started working out, is we work a lot of accessories. I love accessory work. I'll do like a main lift to begin with, and then everything else is pretty much accessory. And I love to
and I can tell my body looks completely different from when I do that than just straight, I guess, lift instead of lifting, like, I guess working those bigger muscles instead of the smaller muscles. I can tell a complete difference.
Yeah, and we were talking about this morning too about how everybody's different, like with their eating habits, when they get hungry, what they want to lift. Like I love a bodybuilding split just because I love to, you know, burn out one muscle, maybe like buy and add a buy and try in there too, but basically one muscle group a day. I love to burn that out. So it's interesting to see people's lifting styles and eating styles too, because Bar and I have been tweaking our diet lately. I've been doing intermittent fasting for a while now. This morning was miserable, guys. So I normally fast for 15 or 16 hours, and I stopped eating an hour earlier yesterday. So I was like approaching like the 17th hour, and like my stomach was killing me. And my brother made fun of me because he says that I'm not, he says, you're such a girl. Like, that's a diss to me. Like, I am a girl. He's like, you're such a girl. Well, yeah, I'm a girl. But anyways, just that 1 hour. Anyways, Bar was telling me that she doesn't like to eat within like a set window.
I tried to fast, and it didn't really work out for me because I felt like it's harder for me to eat like so many meals a day. And I know like you should be eating like 5 to 6 like spread out meals, but it's hard for me to even eat 3. And it's not that I'm trying to lose weight by that. It's just like I'm not a hungry person, and that's one thing I told Brooke when I met her. I was like, you're gonna think I don't eat, but it's like I eat at the most random times, and I have to focus on that. Like, it's really hard. And
I was telling her I like the structure of it. I've said this before, like I'm very type A and like things to be structured. And because I have like clients scheduled at a certain time, and I have like, she'll have class 2 in the fall obviously, but I mean, like, I like to know like, hey, I ate breakfast at 8 and I'm gonna eat again at 11. Like, I love that structure, and some people don't, and that's fine. Like, that's you just gotta figure yourself out.
And yeah, like, that's one thing I've told her. I'm like, I'm not hungry yet, and so like I can't force myself to eat if I'm not hungry. Like, it just makes me feel nauseous. Like, I'm like, this is not what. And that's just the way our bodies are different. Like, she was telling me how, like, if she woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, which she does that often, and I don't, she would be eating around, like, 10 or 11. Like, and if I woke up that early, my body is not fully awake yet, and I'm not going to eat breakfast until I normally eat breakfast. Like, that's just the way, like, my body, I guess, is just not used to getting up at that early of time. And so I have to really... And that's what I love, is that I'm actually figuring out, like, just because I'm not doing the same thing as she is, that doesn't mean I'm not doing what's right for me.
Yeah, and I was just telling her that, like, you know, if I had a client at 5:30 in the morning, I would get up at like 4:30. That way I'd have time to like eat and have my devotions before I started my day. And like, I would get up at 4 and I'd be hungry just because that's what my body's used to. But and also, like, if you go, like, if you're like Bar and you have like that type of mentality where you just like to eat whenever you're hungry and you have the self-control to do that, that's fine. Like,
I don't like overeat. I like eat like enough, and
like, she knows her body. She knows when she's satisfied, where some people like
eat till they're full.
And I think if you eat fast, that you may not realize you're full until like you feel gross. So like if you like eat slower, which I feel like you eat slower too.
I don't like to. I used to eat so fast, and this is weird, but the more I started hanging out with like bros, they eat so fast, and so they just shovel food down, and I felt like I was not like in a gross way, but like I would just eat as fast as like they all did, and wouldn't even realize it, because at first when I started eating with them, I was like, y'all are all done, and I'm sitting here or finished, and I'm like, well, I'm gonna take it to go or something like that. But
yeah,
the more I started hanging out with them, the fast I was eating, and then I would get gross feeling, and I was like, they are a bottomless pit, and I'm not. Like I don't have, like I can eat, but I don't have as big of an appetite as they do. And like that's one thing Brooke and I were talking about, was how like I was talking about intuitive eating and how that might work for me because I have self-control and I don't like to feel gross, so I'm not going to eat until I like get sick. But also she was like, I could never do that because I have a big appetite, and I feel like I don't, and that's something that I've had to work on, was like I have to eat a little more than I even want to, not so like I get sick or anything, but just because like I need that nutrients and stuff inside my body because I'm not getting enough. So I have to focus on that. And a lot of people have a problem with like overeating, and I guess I have a problem with undereating.
Yeah, but downside of having 6 brothers, eat fast, the food's gone, and they have big appetites, so you feel like you can eat as much as they can. So that's kind of just what I was like used to growing up. I just was surrounded by brothers and their friends. So it's something that I figured out about myself as I got older and started like came to college and everything. So just know your body and know your limits. Know like what tempts you, so you don't have that temptation around. And if you need structure, that's awesome. If you don't and you can control your eating, that is awesome too.
Oh, also, side note, I remembered this from when I first started, I guess, my fitness journey about 2 years ago. You don't have to finish all of your food on your plate. Like, that's one thing, like at a restaurant or something. Like, I guess I thought I have to finish all this because this is what was given to me. And like, Logan looked at me one day and he was like, you don't have to finish it. Just because it's there does not mean you have to eat it all. And I like, it really took me a second, and I was like, what? Like, why is he saying that? And then he was like, because I was like, I'm full. And then I would keep eating. He was like, why are you eating if you're full? And I was like, I don't know. Like, that's a good question. Like, why am I eating if it's just sitting here? And that's another thing about like eating, like sitting with a bag of chips. I think we talked about that one time. And in front of a TV, like you don't realize what you're doing, and so that helped me to realize if you're full, you can stop. Like it doesn't matter if someone's like, well, you need to finish that. I feel like that's what a lot of like grandparents and parents are like, you need to keep eating, and it's like everyone's body's different. So if someone else might not be full, doesn't mean you can't not be full. Like,
and we were talking about this in a nutrition class as well, because I love it because we have a good nutrition program at Auburn, and like it's geared towards eating disorders, which is what I want to specialize in. And they were talking about like with children, whenever you're like dealing with kids and everything, to not make them eat all that's on their plate. But I guess I'm kind of figuring out what my nutrition philosophy is. And yes, that's true, you shouldn't make them eat all that's on their plate. But I don't know why I'm relating this to kids, but this can relate to your life too. Because like sometimes kids don't want to eat that's all that's on their plate, because what's left on their plate is vegetables. So maybe eat up the vegetables, or save those for later and eat those later, and not eat what's left on your plate. I don't know why that just randomly came to me, because I was just talking about that the other day with my brother, and he was like, well, you never know with kids, because they just don't want to eat their vegetables, and then they're never exposed to vegetables and never eat them. So anyways,
that was me.
Yes, she's doing good though.
But like when I was little, I was, like, my mom did, but like when I got to decide, no, I would eat
I'm exposing her. Mama Brooke over here, teaching her. We tried a lot of things this summer.
Like, it's hard. I feel people that don't like to eat good. Like, I used to eat cheese balls every freaking day. Every day.
I saw
big ones, like Sam's buckets of cheese balls.
I saw a bucket of cheese balls when I was in California in Walmart, and I was just like, bar.
And like, I would literally, when I ate food, like when I came home from like soccer, cheer, I would go straight to the snack cabinet. Like, it was not like, or I would run through McDonald's. I mean, not McDonald's. I'm not that bad. But like, I would eat Popeyes, Burger King, Chick-fil-A, like, anytime I was hungry, Arby's, anything. Like, I was just like, okay, it didn't matter as long as I got food in my body. I was like, I don't care. But like my metabolism was so high, I didn't like gain weight. But when I came to college, and I would get like the 30-piece chicken nugget from Chick-fil-A every day, and like half it into like lunch and dinner. I mean, that's when you start gaining weight and sleeping.
Slowly but surely.
It's hard. She has no idea because she doesn't eat that. So sorry, that's very loud. But it's hard.
No, I'm really proud of her. She's doing an awesome job. I know. I can't imagine because my mom did awesome. She homeschooled all of us. I don't know if I mentioned that. And she exposed us to a lot of things. And because there were so many of us, we rarely went out to like eat and stuff. So even going out to eat at all, like even fast food was a big deal just because we never did it. So I take that for granted sometimes, the fact that I was exposed to a lot of things, and like if I don't like something, it's because I legitimately don't like it. I've tried it, whereas Bar, I think, hasn't tried it things, and so like we're trying to expose her.
I just say I don't like it, so people like leave me alone. I'm like, I don't like that, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, I hate it. It's gross.
I think the key with her and anybody really is just to find a way to cook it that you like it, because I mean it's totally okay not to like things, but if you've exhausted your options. Too.
Like texture is weird to me.
One of my brothers is like that,
and I think she like realized that like for real when I tried. I don't remember what it was, but
Logan, I got her to try eggs and you didn't.
She did. She's not happy about that. But
I only knew it for like 6 days, and you dated her for a long time.
So, but
sorry.
I think it's
throw that in
hilarious
there.
because he was the one that got me like started to eat better, and like he taught me such a good way like to start eating better, because I went to him and I was like, I really want help. He was like, I'll help you if you really want me to, and he said, well, we're gonna start, instead of like cold turkey cutting everything out, he was like, you use barbecue sauce on everything. And I was like, I do love barbecue sauce. Like, I mean, I would get like 6.
I was the same way about ketchup, so I understand. And it's a slow.
Yes, and so he was like, how about 6? We'll do 2 this week. And I was like, okay. And then like he'd be like, okay, instead of on the weekends, he's a personal trainer, by the way. So he would be like, on the weekends you can have fried chicken. That would be your reward. And then it started with grilled chicken and fries on the weekdays, and then I could have fried chicken on the weekends, and that is slowly how I stopped eating fried food. And then it was like, because fried chicken was like my weakness, like anywhere I went I got chicken, that's all I got. And then it was like, hey, why don't we cut out fries and put them on the weekends too, and that's your reward. And I'd be like, okay. And I'm not kidding, I started losing weight by just doing that. Like, not even taking it out all the way. Just stop eating it as much as I did. And I never have had a problem with drinking Cokes and stuff. I kind of stopped doing that in high school because of sports. And I loved Gatorade, though. And that's a lot of sugar for, like, just me drinking Gatorade randomly. But I did Lent. I don't know why. My mom and I have always done Lent. But that's one thing I gave up in high school, would be, like, chips or Cokes and sweet tea. And so I kind of got used to not drinking that stuff. So water's never been hard for me to drink. So I never got my calories in from that kind of stuff. It was always like fried food and stuff like that. But even just taking like those barbecue sauces out, like moderation helped me so much. And realizing you don't have to take everything away right at once, because that's when you fail. Like, that's when you just kind of like set yourself up for failure. Like we were talking about how set realistic goals. Like, you're not going to be able to cut things out right away. Like, it's not like that. Not even for people like us. You may not realize how
much you use either. Like, you may not realize how much sweet tea you drink. So pour just 1 glass, put it away. Pour as much sauce as you can handle for one, or as much as you need for 1 meal, and then just use that. Put the bottle away, whatever. Stuff like that helps. And she's really helped me a lot, because I took nutrition education in the spring, and they were talking about slowly weaning people off of ordering hamburgers and fries and Coke at fast food, and having them order like a salad, or like she said, grilled chicken and fries one day. And I was like, I'm just pretty much like all or nothing. I'm cold turkey, like the opposite of what she said. I would just be like, okay, don't go to fast food, you know. But it's not that easy for some people. Some people have only known that their whole entire life. So I feel like
that's why I think it's cool that we met each other, because she was like, what? Like, when I actually told her, I was like, textures weird me out. Like, I'm not kidding. If I don't like the texture, I don't care how good the taste is. Like, it weird. Like, I want to spit it out of my mouth. Like, I don't even like bananas. Like, they just have the most weird texture ever to me.
I'm weird. I like bananas when they're like greenish.
And so I'm like,
it's weird. But yeah, no, one of the many blessings of knowing Bar is that she's helping me learn that You know, I know with training, I like really appreciate baby steps, but with nutrition, I seem to be, or I have been in the past, very all or nothing. I was like, okay, well, if you're not supposed to eat pizza, don't go get pizza. Like, yeah, I always relate everything to pizza.
I love pizza too.
But like, I mean, it's hard for me to resist the temptation if it's in front of me, but if it's, don't put it in front of you. But I realize that people,
I don't buy things, like, I'm not going to buy Oreos if I'm not gonna eat them. Like, if you don't want them, don't buy them in the grocery store.
Don't have them in your house to tempt you.
And I don't really go to fast food at all anymore. Like, I really don't. I get stuck at.
She's starting to eat turkey now. I'm so proud of her. She tried like deli turkey. That's a good little snack. That with some almonds and some fruit or veggies, whatever. That's a good little snack.
She taught me. Well, Logan said he taught me this a long time ago, but I completely forgot about it. So I'm going to give him credit.
I taught her, Logan.
But I actually listened to Brooke, I guess, because I started, like, actually trying things with Brooke. So I guess it kind of, like, clicked. But with him, I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. But he did teach me this, too. So I'm going to give him credit. But she said a protein, a nut, or a fruit or vegetable. Okay, so I was like, okay.
Because the nut makes you full. You feel like that's not a lot of calories, but it makes you full.
That. So I was like, okay, so I'm going to buy an apple. And then I love spinach. I love raw spinach leaves. Like, I love them. She doesn't like them. I think it's kind of weird that I like that and she doesn't. Because I love it. But
I put it in my smoothies.
Okay, I do
you
like
can't taste it.
But I was like, okay, I like turkey now, so that's easy. So like turkey or chicken, and then either spinach or I'm not really big on vegetables, so that's really honestly the only vegetable I like besides potatoes.
That's not a vegetable.
Potato is a vegetable.
The starch.
It's good though. That's a vegetable in my mind. But that's one thing.
It's a vegetable in Jim and Nix's mind. They give you like a vegetable platter, and it's potatoes, mac and cheese, and green beans.
Mac and cheese that much. I'm very thankful.
Sorry,
that
it's not a vegetable platter.
I don't like a lot of dairy. Like dairy, I'm not a cheese person. I'm very thankful for that because I feel like cheese is a lot of people's weaknesses, like cheese dip, grilled cheese, stuff like that. I'm not a fan. Like
I'm a fan of fried food.
I like cheese sticks and grilled cheese, but I don't.
She doesn't like queso. I think we've hit on this before, but like yet again, like.
But I'm glad because I feel like that's where people are like, oh, we're gonna get some cheese dip, and I'm like,
I never crave it, but like if I'm going to a Mexican restaurant, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get it, you know. But yeah, anyways, I totally interrupt you. You're talking about something.
I don't even know what I was talking about, to be honest. Oh, but like
eating vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that helped me. Was like figuring out like what all I need to eat, because usually I'm like, oh, I kind of want some chicken, so I'm just gonna eat chicken, or like, oh, I need like, I don't know, I just kind of like, I love protein, and it was hard for me to get like nutrients from vegetables in. And so when she said like fruit, vegetable, nut, and then protein, and I was like, that's really easy. That's an easy, like the way my mind was working, I was thinking so much into it. Like, I feel like it's harder for me to understand, like, what to eat because I've never had to think about it. And so when she told me that, I was like, that's easy. Like, why have I never thought about it in that way? Because I love almonds, and I didn't know I like turkey till recently, which I haven't eaten in a long time because I ate 1.5 pounds in 2 days, and that was a lot for me. And so I just needed to, like,
I came over and she's sitting on the counter just eating turkey, and I was just like, it looks like I caught a little kid in the Oreos. I don't know.
Like, I had to, like, cut that for, like, so I haven't eaten in, like, a full 2 weeks, probably.
I'm so proud of her for trying it.
Yes, and I like it.
Side note with the fruit. Were you done? I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm good.
With the fruit, shout out to Scott Carpenter. He and I talk a lot about diets. He's done really good with intermittent fasting. I already gave him a shout out because I think he wants to do a 100-hour fast this fall. He's done a 50-hour fast in the past. Yeah, no. Like, I thought I was going to kill someone after 17 hours, like, much less 100. I don't know. Guys are just like...
I think I could do an 18-hour fast.
Yeah, okay, someone challenged me and they were like, Brooke, you can't do an 18-hour fast. I'd be like, I'll do a 20-hour fast. But, no, I'm kidding. But, I'm just competitive like that.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a purpose to it, then yes. But, like, I talked in my intermittent fasting video, like, for females, like, 16, if you're getting most benefits at 16 hours, then that's fine. Or I think I said 14. I'm sorry, 14. But, anyways. So, yeah, Scott told me that if this... If this fact is wrong, I'll correct it in the comments below. But I believe he said that your liver can only digest 50 grams of sugar at one time. So that's the thing with people that eat fruit. Yeah, if you eat fruit and you just keep eating fruit because you think it's healthy, yes, it is healthy. Yes, vitamins, nutrients, whatever. But the sugar in that's when people are also in question about the sugar in fruit. It is natural. It's good sugar. But 50 grams of sugar, your liver doesn't know good sugar, like your fructose sugar from your fruit and your glucose sugar from like Oreos. So 50 grams of sugar, no matter what kind of sugar it is, that's all that your liver can process at one time. So just have moderation with your fruit as well. Berries are the best. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, those are probably the best. Pineapple is a really good post-workout. I know some of you guys like to do gummy worms, and I feel like that's just your excuse to eat, like, yeah, they'll do gummy worms or Sour Patch Kids, something to get their glycemic index up. Pineapple, that is really good. Yeah, I know. I know some guys that have like big bags of Sour Patch Kids in their gym bags.
I've never heard of that in my life.
Really? Logan's never heard of that?
He loves pineapple though.
Pineapple's a really good post-workout, so I normally will pack that with some protein to drink after, or to eat after my workout. So just a little side note there if you pick fruit. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get Bar to like some other vegetable before the summer's up. I have a few weeks.
I just wish I liked broccoli or asparagus.
I wish you did too.
I'm trying to love that. And
I wish you did too.
It's so hard. Like, I'd much rather eat spinach, honestly.
Because there's some vegetables that are pointless, like cucumbers and celery. Like, you might as well just be drinking water.
Celery's disgusting. I've tried that.
Celery is annoying.
Peanut butter, and it's disgusting.
Celery is annoying. It's like stuck in my teeth.
I just wish, because it's so easy to like meal prep, like something like that.
Yeah, if you like cooked broccoli, I like cooked broccoli, but like raw broccoli is a different story. Like, it's disgusting. But
I tried broccoli. And carrots and those pea things.
You liked it because I think I made a stir fry. Didn't you like it? Okay.
I think I did.
You like sugar snap peas?
I do like.
They were cooked, but I'm gonna have to get her to eat them raw because they're good raw too. They're like crunchy. I think you'd like them.
Well,
yeah.
I liked carrots.
Actually, I don't know. I haven't figured out your taste buds yet.
I haven't figured them out
either. I think you'd like this. I have no clue.
It's hard.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go in here and kill this. We will tune in with y'all when we get in there and show you what exactly we're doing. But we hope y'all have a great day, and thank you for watching Bsquared. Bye.
Bye. So, as she's doing bench, she is really isolating her chest by keeping her legs up and working her core. You can do it with your knees bent or your knees straight out, and it really, really makes you feel it in your chest because, gosh, I'm out of breath, but you can feel it in your chest because why?
You're isolating it and not like pushing through your feet.
And you can use less weight and feel it.
Yeah, and I feel it more in my chest than going heavy. So, like, you can do your legs at 90 degrees too, or up on the bench. That works too. And just work your way up to extending your legs out. Bar is killing it. We wanted to make a little note here, guys. We kind of like to lift our feet up to work our core too, as well as our chest, and it really just isolates our chest too. I'd never done it on incline before until Bar did, so she's teaching me something new. I always do it on flat, so just a little side note there.
Brooke is doing, like she likes to call it, praises, and she is at an angle and her hands are not overlapping, and she's just isolating just her chest, because if you get too much under it, it's going to work more of your shoulders. And then she is going to superset that with push-ups. And if you cannot do push-ups after this, because it is very hard to do 3 sets, this many reps, you can always go to girl push-ups, which is what I do when I get around my 3rd set. I just can't push anymore. But she just killed it, and that was awesome.
Intensity. killing it. Beautiful.